All right, we got to get Gabriella back on here. Kristen, you want to give us a recap here? Because she's been waiting days now for us to give her results from this background check that she asked us to do.
So she's been dating this guy, Mike, for a couple of months. Early on in the conversation, Mike told her that his last name was Anderson and that he didn't have a middle name. She didn't think anything about it. However, she got a glimpse of his driver's license and noticed that his last name is definitely not Anderson. And he does have a middle name. So she was so perplexed as to why this dude was lying about his name. So she was supposed to get a hold of his driver's license, get whatever is on there, so we could look up and do a background check and see if we can figure out maybe that's why he lied about his name.
All right, Gabriella, good morning. Welcome back.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
How are you?
I've been, okay, I don't know. I've just been in my own head, like, too much, so I'm happy that I'm finally going to actually, like, have an answer.
Okay. I could understand how this would be a little bit scary, like, you know for sure dude's not using his real name, and here you are dating him. Who knows what's in his background, right?
If he's changing his name, what else is he changing?
Yeah. I can't figure out.
Or what is he hiding?
Yeah.
So, Gabriella, you asked us to do a background check, and at this point, I will turn it over to our show director, Tommy, who has a private investigator friend that has access to all this info and did the background check for you.
Yep. I've had a PI friend for years. She used to help me out when I was on a show in Miami. And she did some research based on the info of his driver's license because Gabriella was able to sneak while he was sleeping and steal a picture of his driver's license and texted it to me. So I sent it to our PI to see if we could figure out what he's hiding and this whole name thing. We won't say his last name on the air. However, Gabriella was right. It was not Anderson at all. His date of birth did indicate that he's 31 years old, just like he had told Gabriella, so there's no lies there. There are no criminal records found under his name other than a speeding ticket that was in 2022, so no criminal records found in the subject's name. As far as legal records, no civil lawsuits, legal actions involving him, employment history. Now, for privacy reasons, we won't say where he works. However, our PI was able to confirm that he does work in construction, and that is exactly what Gabriella told us. Financial records, our PI found no bankruptcies, no significant financial issues, so nothing there. Driving record, his driver's license that we took a picture of, valid, with only the one speeding ticket that I mentioned earlier. Marriage records. No records were located that shows any marriage. So unless he had been married outside of our searched area, he's very much single. Property ownership. We did not find any evidence of owning any property. The address that was listed on his driver's license is owned by someone with an entirely different name. So he likely rents where he lives. That's what we're thinking. And as far as social media presence, an Instagram account was found. He doesn't seem to actively post, and there was no mention of the last name of Anderson or any mention of his real name on his posts. And of the limited posts on the account, there was nothing of concern or out of the ordinary that our PI could find. So based on the research that was conducted by our PI, we could not find any reason why he would lie about his name.
Huh. What is that?
It's kind of inconclusive.
What does that mean to you, Gabriella?
Well, I mean, I guess it's just like the only thing you found was like was that a speeding ticket? Okay. So that seems normal, I guess. The lack of social media thing, I mean, that's something that we both bond over because I don't really use social media that much either. So it's like, so we're both like prefer like to the virtual world in that way. So that's not concerning for me. But I don't know. So I'm just, I guess, trying to think of some other kind of reason. Like, is it is it, I don't know if you search like his family, like tree or genealogy is like someone is anyone that he's related to, maybe Anderson. I'm just trying to think of some kind of reason.
So maybe he's like
running from the police?
No, obviously not. Well, yes, because then he wouldn't have charges because he's running from the police. They haven't caught him yet. Or maybe he's adopted and like there was a name change or he hasn't legally changed his name, and he has a father figure in his life, and he chooses to take his name rather than his father's name, but for legality purposes, he has to have his father's name on his driver's license.
So it's probably somewhere between adoption and serial killer.
You might have to go old school here.
Oh my God.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but you might have to ask him. I know.
But what's that saying? The simplest thing is probably the true thing. He's probably just a player and just giving women false names so he can hook up.
Who knows? Or that. We really couldn't help you out, and our PI couldn't find anything kind of crazy about it. So I'm with you. You just got to ask. That's a crazy idea.
I know.
It's a very edgy idea. Yeah. We don't often give the advice out, like take the mature route, but I think today we're going to have to do that, okay?
We're stuck.
Okay, I get. I mean, like, I don't even know how to approach it. It's just like, oh, hi. By the way, like, what's your real name? Like,
Brooke,
kind of like
just like this. Hey, so you left your driver's license out. Why is the last name you told me different than the last name that's on your driver's license?
We can write that out for you if you want. You just do that straight up.
The Bert Show.